Imagine being 17, full of dreams, eager to learn, ready to take on the world. But instead of encouragement, you're warned, college is dangerous, ambition is worldly, education is the road to spiritual death. For Jehovah's Witnesses, higher education isn't just discouraged, it's demonized. They don't just fear college, they fear what it represents: freedom, independence, the power to think for yourself. In this video, we uncover the real reason the JW leadership fears university education and how they keep young people locked into a life of low-income jobs and intellectual dependence. Let's join Dr. K as he breaks down the psychology of control, the fear behind higher education, and the subtle and not so subtle methods used to keep witness youth in the dark. But something is shifting. The next generation isn't staying silent. They're seeing through the fear, the manipulation, the guilt. These young people are choosing to break free from fear, from control, from a life of perpetual poverty. They are reclaiming their futures, and they are not going back.
We go to fear number 7, higher education. What is the fear here? That Jehovah's Witnesses, especially the young ones, will pursue college education, that they will learn to think critically, that they will gain access to ideas, evidence, and skills the organization cannot control. Why do they fear college education? Because college education can, number 1, undermine literate Bible interpretation, promote independence and financial success, open doors to science, philosophy, and ethics, and questioning of authority. The governing body knows that college education is a threat to their monopoly on the truth. Watchtower Court. We are not encouraging young people to pursue higher education. It is a danger to their faith. Here is a famous broadcasting, 2015 broadcasting by the discredited Anton Morris, warning young people against higher education.
Regarding the pursuit of higher secular education? No. We feel that all of the cautions that we have addressed in the past are still valid, less of an issue. The cost of obtaining university training is not our primary concern. It is the potential for spiritual harm that has moved us to provide the cautions we have shared in the past. All too often, our young people have met with spiritual disaster, especially after leaving home and living on a university campus.
They have seen it happen. Witnesses who attend college drift away or leave entirely. And those who stay often come back totally changed. Here's a clip.
We are to be careful that this system does not mold or shape our thinking. Higher learning can easily influence thinking and attitudes. Elders in congregations that are in close proximity to universities are well aware of the repeated scenario of parents coming to the Kingdom Hall with a child that they're dropping off to attend the nearby university. Sadly, often in a few weeks or months, the child begins missing meetings. And not too long into the school year, he totally disappears. My question is, who dropped them off at the university?
How do they prevent this from happening? By teaching the end of the world is near.
And the Watchtower under consideration today was entitled, Your Deliverance is Getting Near. And that's the theme from which our date text and comments were taken. And I'm sure you, like me, rejoice in the hope. You rejoice to think about the blessings that will come right after the Great Tribulation and Armageddon. How encouraging to know that the world, which to many seems out of control, is soon nearing its end. The grand finale is close. How close? Well, we all recall the stirring concluding talk at this year's regional convention. It summed it up in one word: imminent.
So college is a waste of time. By flooding literature with examples of young Jehovah's Witnesses who gave up scholarships to pioneer, like Mark Sanderson.
Brothers and sisters, why are we so convinced that full-time service will lead you young ones to a wonderful life? Well, it's because that's the decision that so many of us made when we were young. Do you remember that 18-year-old young brother who was trying to decide which path to take? Well, that was me some years ago. I'm so glad that with the help of Jehovah and my parents and other mature friends in the congregation, I made the decision, just like so many other brothers and sisters around the world, to turn down that scholarship, to give up university, and go directly into the full-time service. That is a decision that I have never regretted. That is a decision that I will never regret. Young people, Jehovah loves you. He wants you to have a wonderful, awesome life. Choose the path of full-time service if you can. You will never regret it. It will put you on a path that leads to joy and peace with our marvelous, wonderful God, Jehovah.
By publicly discouraging university in talks and personal counsel.
That's great. Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
So who wants dessert?
I'll have a little piece.
And I'm gonna have a lot. So, Aiden, what you been up to lately?
Well, I'm about to graduate soon.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait. And, I'm thinking about applying to Bethel.
Okay, Bethel. All right, really?
Yeah, I've been wanting to do it since I was a kid.
Okay.
Bethel's nice, but you gotta think about your future.
Yeah.
How will you support yourself, or how would you support a wife after Bethel?
You can still serve Jehovah right here.
That's true.
I know, I get it. When I was your age, they told me the end could come tomorrow too.
Yeah.
But look at us. We have a real comfortable life.
And we're still witnesses, Aiden. You're so young and smart. There's so many opportunities open to you right now. It's nice that you have spiritual goals, truly. But you also need to be realistic.
He's being realistic.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways you can serve Jehovah at Bethel.
Like what? Washing windows?
But if it means putting Jehovah first, is there anything wrong with that?
Of course, nothing's wrong with that. It's just that he could have so much more.
Anyway, lunch was amazing. Thank you so much.
By celebrating poverty as a spiritual virtue.
Now, if we think about Jesus' words in today's text, give us today our bread for this day, there's really indirect counsel against materialism. See, Jesus didn't say to pray for our daily meat or some other luxury food item. He didn't even say that we should pray for a month's supply of bread. Pray for and be content with our bread for the day. But as we know, a sizable number of Jehovah's people today are being distracted by materialism. So since this is not an imagined, but it's a real danger to Jehovah's people, let's discuss the theme, beware of the power of materialism.
Knowledge is freedom, and that's why the governing board of the Jehovah's Witnesses has forbidden it. So what do they fear? A generation that won't stay silent, friendships that can't be controlled, and minds that cannot be silenced.
Despite decades of pressure, fear, and manipulation, cracks are forming in the walls of control. Young Jehovah's Witnesses are starting to ask the one question the governing body fears most: why not? Some are applying to college in secret, telling their families they're taking part-time work or volunteering, all while attending night classes or online university programs. They're studying in silence, out of fear, but also out of defiance. Others are finding strength in numbers. Online communities of exjws and questioning youth have become lifelines, offering support, guidance, and most importantly, validation. That it's okay to want more, to think critically, to dream beyond the kingdom hall. And some aren't hiding anymore. They're speaking out, publicly rejecting the narrative, sharing their stories, exposing the harm. For every one of them, hundreds more are watching, quietly finding the courage to follow. The cost is real: family shunning, spiritual guilt, emotional trauma. But for many, the taste of freedom is worth it. Education has become more than a goal. It's an act of resistance, a declaration: you don't own my mind. This quiet rebellion is growing, and though the governing body still preaches fear, more and more young people are proving the truth they tried to suppress, that knowledge is not dangerous. Ignorance is.
But what happens if knowledge isn't just personal? When former members begin to speak out? When critical thinking turns into rebellion? When silence turns into testimony? In the next episode, we deal with just that. 3 triggers that terrify the Jehovah's Witnesses leadership. If you have enjoyed this video, kindly do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and smash the notice bell so that when I upload the next video, you'll receive a notification. If you want to make an addition of anything that I've left out, kindly do that in the comments below. If you don't agree with me, especially if you're Jehovah's Witnesses, also comment below. But please, be more specific. Don't give me general statements that don't mean anything. Like you are telling lies. What lies? Provide evidence. If you believe that other people benefit from the information in this video or in this series, kindly share it with them. You can share with as many people as possible. To continue to episode 3, click on this link. If you have not watched episode 1, click on this link. To watch other videos talking about Jehovah's Witnesses collapsing, click on this link. To watch the video that I referenced about young people vanishing from the Jehovah's Witnesses religion, click on this link.